Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 20. Round 5 of the DrAce's Classic MotoGP Championship is here. Of course, we'll be using Kevin Schwantz, our championship leader, and we'll be right here in Assen for the Cathedral of Motorsport. Norikabe in pole position, Rainey, McCoy, Crivier, Schwantz and Roberts fill up the first two rows. Kaczynski, McWilliams, Lawson, Gardner, Doohan, Rossi and Max Biaggi at the back of the grid. Without further ado, let's crack on and get this Dutch GP underway. So our championship leader starting from 5th place of the grid. Clutch is in, waiting for the red lights to go out, and they are out. Can Kevin Schwantz get a decent start without pushing the... Oh, the front wheel still decided to bop up a few times there. We're going to be trying to break around the outside and go into turn 1 as the whole shot leader. Can we do it? That is brilliant. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but I think it was Rainey behind us. A bit of contact with Kenny Roberts Jr. as well. A bit argy-bargy into this Dutch GP so far. Crivier into the lead. Schwantz into 3rd. That's a great start from Kevin Schwantz. Crivier had a bit of a decent start as well. He started just a little bit ahead of us on the... oh, brilliantly moving from Gary McCoy. Gary McCoy's gone down. I think I touched his rear wheel there. Do apologise to McCoy on that one. Oh, I think that was my fault, but oh well. I didn't see any red flags. This should still be able to continue as Roberts now attacks Crivier. Can Roberts get into the lead? Roberts does it very well there from Roberts Jr. Crivier will be eager to fight back. Of course, he's fresh from the victory in Mugello. He has been brilliant so far, winning 2 races out of the 5 so far. Schwantz with 1, Rainey with another. Can Roberts be another one to take another victory? He has a long look behind him to see what Crivier and Schwantz are up to. A little bit unnecessary. He should be focusing on the race ahead of him. But who am I to blame? If he wants to have a good look behind him, he's Kenny Roberts Jr. Of course he can have a look behind. So we're into the slipstream of Alex Crivier. We need to be a little bit closer though. We do not want to be losing the toe. Assen being one of my favourite tracks in the MotoGP calendar, and probably my favourite track of all time. Could very well be. Sliding the rear into the ramshot corner. Coming around the outside of Crivier. A little bit too wide there, but we do dive up on the inside. Careful of getting the penalty on the Timmer chicane. It is easy to touch the green on that part, and you do get handed quite a chunky penalty if you go on there. So Robert, Schwantz, Crivier, Gardner, Doohan, Rainey, Rossi, Arbe, McWilliams, Lawson are your top 10 so far, as Kevin Schwantz has gone wide there and also flicked the bike up there a little bit aggressively to try and stop himself from going too wide into that corner. Of course, it didn't help too much, as now Gardner is ahead of Kevin Schwantz. Great stuff from Wayne Gardner there. It's good to see him back in the fight. We're not seeing much of him this season. We've seen him a little bit into the first Grand Prix, be eager to get a podium himself here. And been a while since we've seen him back on the podium. So Roberts Jr. is checking out a little bit. He is disappearing ahead of the pack. Crivier into 2nd, Gardner 3rd. Schwantz on board the Suzuki. He's going to do everything he can to chase these boys down. Sliding it wild to the Russian hook. Brilliant style there from Kevin Schwantz. I do love that style of corners as well. For Steckenval, turn 8. Going to be pushing on. You can go in the rumble strip there to use a bit of extra speed there, because of course you won't be picking the bike up as soon. As Gardner closes in on Crivier. I wonder if Gardner's thinking about a lunge in a moment's time. He was close enough, but he still didn't opt for that lunge yet. But plenty of fuel remaining as well. I tried to up the fuel a little bit just in case we need to use that extra bit of power towards the end of the Grand Prix. Gardner, Crivier in our sights, but we're still a good couple of bike lengths yet. This race has been relatively calm compared to the Mugello one, let's say. As we now try and get through on Wayne Gardner. Careful not to touch him. Oh, he touched my rear tyre. I'm going to go up at the inside of Crivier again. That is a brilliant manoeuvre. Oh, big slide there. And that's it. Handed 2/10 of a penalty already in this session. Kevin Schwantz really chucked the cat between the pigeons there. Things were really kicking off in just that one corner alone. Breaking into turn 1 for the Harbock. Pretty good stuff there from Kevin Schwantz. A little bit better than what we did on the previous lap, where we decided to go off the track. Can we chase down Kenny Roberts Jr.? That is another thing. It seems to happen quite a lot in MotoGP 20. One rider gets to the front and it is difficult to chase them down. Of course, Kenny Roberts Jr. being a bit of a master at leading the Grand Prix at the front and just disappearing and just checking out, if you will. I've got to confess, that was a terrible exit from that corner from Kevin Schwantz. Crivier took well and truly advantage of that one. Struggled to keep the front end down. The rear wheel was gripped, but the front just wouldn't. It just refused. It does happen quite a lot in MotoGP, especially in this classic championship. It is so difficult to keep the front end down, stop the bike from wheelies. Whoa! Wayne Gardner. Oh, if I was Mick Doohan. Cheeky bugger. He decided to go up on the inside of Kevin Schwantz. I didn't see that coming. I didn't even realise Doohan. Oh, that has really thrown us off now. Rossi's up into 5th. Oh, no. Our old nemesis Wayne Rainey is ahead of us. Can things kick off here? I mean, we're already a little bit out of shape at the minute now because I was not expecting that move from Mick Doohan. Can we get ahead of our championship rival? Well, at this point, Alex Crivier is the championship rival, I guess. But Wayne Rainey, of course, there's history here. There's definitely a lot of history. And it was brewing in the last Grand Prix. Well, it tipped over. Is it going to tip over again? Kevin Schwantz up on the inside, potentially into the Great Timmer Bock. Oh, brilliant manoeuvre, brilliant manoeuvre. Happy with that one. Oh, he's even got the speed to get past Valentino Rossi as well. Good stuff there from Kevin Schwantz. That's how to recompose oneself as we go round the outside of Gardner now. It's a shame not to see Gardner fighting up there. He needs to get through back on Doohan. Looks like Doohan's going to be leading this team championship if he continues. Excellent move there from Kevin Schwantz. Absolutely excellent. Love seeing that little bit of a tight braking line into turn 4. We flick it left for Strubben for turn 5. Again, we need a better exit here. Dropped it down into first gear. Let's see if that makes a difference. And is much cleaner. Into the slipstream of Doohan. Power still at 1, but I'm thinking about changing up on just the straights. Of course, we do have quite a lot of fuel, like extra fuel to burn, that is. Flick it left for the left-hander of the Russian hook. Doing a little bit out of shape there. Maybe he's struggling with tyres. I mean, it is almost halfway through the session already. We're still running the medium front and medium rear compound tyres. Wayne Rainey just got ahead of Rossi. It looks like Rossi fought back. Caught me off guard there. I was about to say it the other way around, but it looks like Rossi did get ahead of Rainey. Just doing it. Oh, this is really, really getting tight now. All 4 of these men could be in a shout for the winner. And all 3, well, at least 3 of the 4 are going to be on the podium. So there will be one loser from this particular battle. Crivier is desperate to get ahead of Roberts. And it's not what I expected from Roberts Jr. I was expecting him to get through, or at least to hold the lead as Crivier goes around the outside, doing up into his seat there. Oh my goodness, what on earth happened to the Australian there? Kevin Schwantz goes between him. Brilliant stuff. Schwantz into second, Crivier into the lead. How familiar is it? Can't even speak. Crivier into the lead, Schwantz into second. Kevin Schwantz, the fastest man on the track so far with a 1:35.270. Beautiful slide into turn 1, getting into the rear of Alex Crivier. This could be a move in a moment's time from Schwantz. He wants to get back on that top step of the podium, sipping the carver with his team, looking on. Is definitely what this American's looking for. Breaking into turn 5. Oh, I definitely thought about chucking up on the inside, but that wouldn't be wise, as we lose a little bit of exit speed. Oh, the wheelie, we have to stop wheeling there. Considering putting the power up to 2, we'll definitely do that at some point because we still have plenty of fuel to burn, and this is a place where I want to be using it, especially on the straights, as Roberts and Gardner exchange position for 3rd place. Schwantz is on the rear tyre of Alex Crivier. Crivier was a little bit wide there. Can Schwantz take advantage? 68,000 of a second separate these 2 men, the Spaniard and the American. Rossi and Rainey still exchanging paint further behind. They're 5th and 6th respectively. Roberts is now dropped down to 8th place behind Jeremy Williams. So what on earth has happened to the man on board the Suzuki? Thankfully this man on board this Suzuki is still doing absolutely fine and dandy. But Crivier is still leading this Grand Prix. He was brilliant in Mugello, and he's going to be brilliant here again, it seems. Do what we can. Still a long time left in this Grand Prix. Let's see what we can do. 3.5 tenths down on the Spaniard. The Repsol Honda man breaking into the final corner. A little bit wide there. Oh, we're going to get a fat amount of penalty there. It's so hard to break into that corner when you've been playing so much Ride 4. But it's no excuse. We're making a bit of a mistake. We need to get back on the brakes and fight back. And oh, we've gone wide again. Crivier is really putting the pressure on Schwantz now. What can we do? Give it everything we got. Just stay focused, stay calm. Give it everything we've got. Stay inside the lines. Stay inside what we're good and what we're comfortable with. This is a battle of mind games. It's a battle of attrition between these 2 fantastic men in this championship. Gotta confess, absolutely love this championship so far. Brilliant request from Daniel O'Brien. I'll give you another shout out, mate, because you more than deserve it. Really impressed with this one. Enjoying it very, very much. And I was actually really looking forward to doing this one again, so I'll be doing another one later for Saturdays. So the next MotoGP video will be on Saturday as we get closer and closer to MotoGP 21 and even the MotoGP 21 Championship beginning. I cannot wait, as Rossi is now dropped down behind Jeremy McWilliams. He's 6th place. Oh, it's now swapped over. He's now back in 6th place as McWilliams gets relegated down to 7th. Turn 10, not looking like we're catching up Crivier here. We might have to start defending and just worry about Gardner behind. It'd be great to see Gardner on the podium, it really would. So fingers crossed for him that he can manage to get it done. I'm not going to be helping him though. We're still focusing on our own race. Look at that beautiful slide into the Ramshook. Beautifully done there. Can we catch him up into the timber chicane? A little bit wide, losing a lot of time, going over the rumble strip again there. No penalty time was given there actually. I'm a little bit surprised at that one. Crivier, fastest man on track with a 1:35.014. Schwantz sets a 1:35.3. 2 tenths per second. It's Mick Doohan. A 1:35, almost flat. He's in 5th place, so he's definitely wanting that podium finish. I think he might have been in 4th actually. Might have been a little bit of a mistake on my part. We're going to turn 4. Nice and gentle on the acceleration. We're closing in on Crivier. Just got to make sure we do turn 5 pretty well. It's not bad. Oh, that wheelie again though. We have to stop wheeling on board the Suzuki. Power setting up to number 2 now. I did go for it in the end. I was thinking about if I was going to do it. Into the Wienslang. Turn left now for the Russian hook. Turn 7. Turn 8 is upon us. Be a nice tight braking zone here. I like that corner. The Steckenval. We're not catching. It's going to be tough. And obviously the most annoying thing now is if we do get past Crivier, we need to get ahead of him and still lead by 5 tenths of a second. That is easier said than done, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy to get away from Alex Crivier. He is into this lead and he is dominant. We have to try and contain him, especially for Silverstone the next round. We're going to have to do everything we can just to stop him from getting so much speed and just getting to the front. He was excellent though on the start of the lap. He was so good to start this Grand Prix off as we go into the timber chicane once more. Braking right for the timber chicane. Oh my goodness, there's 8 tenths of a second. Now I don't really see why I get so much penalty time for just touching the outside. Crivier does set the fast lap of the Grand Prix with a 1:34.885. We set a 1:34.7, but of course we did abuse the rumble strip going into the final corner, so that is pretty much wiped. Nonetheless, it's still good as long as we can hold on to second. I guess that's not the end of the world. Another second place after the antics in Mugello. I'll be fine with that one, more than happy. So we'll see what we can do. We're going to still keep pushing. Crivier, Schwantz in a bit of a mind game here. Looks like every time Schwantz pushes, Crivier pushes up one step further. So of course we still have to beat him now by practically 9 tenths of a second. So it's looking more and more unlikely we're going to win this Grand Prix. But Schwantz goes really close to him now into the Russian hook as Crivier makes a bit of a mistake. 2 tenths of a second difference. But of course at the same time Gardner's only 1.2 seconds behind. So we do not want to drop that lead. But I don't think it will because Crivier and Schwantz have really hotted up here. They have really dropped the pace here. Or increased the pace and dropped the lap time, should I say. Turn 10. Navigated pretty well so far. We've got plenty of life left in these tyres. I will definitely say I'm a big fan of the medium tyre compounds. I think that works really well. I've not used any other tyre combination apart from in Jerez where we used the softs. And yes, that didn't go as planned, did it? So the mediums are absolutely fine for now. Slide it into the Ramshook once more. Can we gain a bit of extra speed? If we get penalty time here, then just forget it. There's absolutely no way we're going to chase him down. That's pretty good. Oh no, it wasn't. That didn't look too bad to me, but there you go. There's 1 second of penalty time. We do set the fast lap of the race with a 1:34.349. In fact, Crivier set a 1:34.639 as Schwantz has gone wide. It was either take to the outside of the track or take out Alex Crivier. Wise decision from Kevin Schwantz. The lap times dropped exponentially, and obviously when you're going so much faster into turn 1, you have to make sure you're braking earlier. I didn't do that. Schwantz didn't do that. Crivier did. So nevertheless, it's going to be a bloody good victory for Crivier if he manages to hold on. Anything can happen in motorcycle racing, so you don't know whether he's going to crash or what, but I think he's well and truly got this one. Brilliant race from Kevin Schwantz as well. He tried his best, but of course that penalty time just accrued too much. We weren't that consistent. We made a few mistakes in this one, and especially on my favourite track, or at least one of the favourite tracks. It's a little bit of a shame as Mick Doohan has got ahead of Gardner on the final lap. Mick Williams gets ahead of Rainey. That's brilliant for us on the championship. I know he's only in like 3rd place as Mick Williams gets back ahead of Rainey. Nevertheless, we'll still continue to go forward. Kevin Schwantz is going to pick up 20 more points in this championship. Crivier picks up the big 25. That separates the men in the championship by about 7 or 10 points, I think. It's going to be relatively close, so great stuff for Crivier winning again. Back-to-back wins for the Spaniard on board the Repsol Honda. Wayne Gardner still in 3rd place at the time being. He's 1.7 seconds behind from Kevin Schwantz. and Schwantz will ultimately take second place once more. A little bit better into the final corner this time. Crivier wins, Schwantz in second, and I hope Gardner just managed that. He does hang on for third place. So a quick look at the final rankings. Crivier, Schwantz, Gardner, Doohan, Williams, Rainey, Rossi, Roberts Jr. and Arbe. It's definitely showing the true championship contenders here, and that is Crivier and Schwantz back on the podium once again. Quick look at the championship standings. Schwantz still leads by 10 points over Crivier, 33 over Rainey, and 46 over Norick Arbe. So guys, that has been another successful MotoGP video. Round 5 is now complete. Round 6 in Silverstone to come. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like, comment and subscribe if you did. Hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single DrAce upload, and I will see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.